Hello there, it's Amy Ahlers, the Wake Up Call Coach. And the other day, I wanted to start with a little story, okay? So the other day, I was approached about a business opportunity. And I was looking over the opportunity and I thought, you know what? I'm not sure. I'm not feeling that full body yes feeling that I like to feel when I do anything in my business. So I responded saying, not a full body yes. Nah, I'm not so sure about it. And the other person responded, well, I was just really coming from abundance. And I was like, ooh, eek, abundance. Oh. And I had to really think about that for a moment and feel into that. And I was like, am I not coming from abundance? Am I coming from scarcity? Is that why I'm saying no to this opportunity? And I thought about it and I'm like, no, actually, that's not the reason why. It has nothing to do with abundance. I'm just not getting a full body yes. And so there I was, feeling a little spiritually bullied. Interesting, right? I mean, that's really like what I like to call it is spiritual bullying. Now, this can happen externally, like it did there. And I also know my inner mean girl can sometimes spiritually bully me as well, saying things like, if you really trusted, you would be able to do that. Or if you were coming from an abundant mindset, then you can go ahead and put that on the credit card or what have you, right? So I'm wondering for you, darling, have you ever felt that sense of being spiritually bullied, either from external sources or even more importantly to look at, right? Those internal sources, those times when you feel like you should be more enlightened and just be able to say yes to that opportunity. Or maybe if you were more enlightened, you'd be able to go into the chocolate shop, even though for your body, eating sugar isn't the best thing, right? So this is my quest for you today, is to really check in and notice those times when you might be spiritually bullying yourself into doing something that actually isn't in alignment with your inner wisdom, isn't in alignment with you and your truth. And also when people outside of you might be trying to kind of use those tactics, probably on a subconscious level. We're not vilifying anyone here, but really looking at when people are, giving you opportunities, or when people that you love in your life are manipulating you, bullying you by using spiritual language. And we got to put a stop to this. So I think the first step is to notice when those kind of trigger words, those spiritual words, and I use a lot of them in my work, right? I mean, these are true words and they're true concepts and they're important principles in our life. But when we're using them to actually punish ourselves or make us feel bad, not so hot. It's really about saying, okay, if I'm going to lean into trust here, if I'm going to lean into an abundant mindset, really doing that from the come from of your inner wisdom and making sure that it really aligns with your truth. So that's the first thing. Notice when it's happening. The second thing is, you want to chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself, as the song says, right? So there may be times when actually you are coming from a scarcity mindset, or you're not leaning into trust or faith, where you're not using some of these powerful, amazing spiritual principles in a way that really works for you. So that's when you kind of got to do that check, because that person could have been right. I might not have been coming from an abundant mindset. And it might have been really important for me to say, well, if I really believed in abundance, would this be any different? And that's what I really came to in that situation was, yeah, I absolutely believe in abundance. And that's not the reason that I'm saying no to this opportunity right now. Do you get that difference? So in that moment when, you're like, okay, when I feel really good in my body, I'm not doing the sugar thing, if I really trusted, could I go into that chocolate shop and, and be around that all day, or go to that birthday party and really checking in. And your body compass, as my friend Martha Beck calls it, is a really great place. Our bodies are so brilliant. So you can really close your eyes and take a deep breath and check in. How does it feel in your body? And we want that sense of expansiveness in our bodies, and we want it to feel right and true for us. So that's the second step, is to really check in with your body and check in and say, if I was coming from abundance, would I feel any different? If I was coming from trust, would I be doing anything different? And really checking in and saying, actually, I am pretty in alignment with trust. And I trust that right now isn't the right time to walk into that gorgeous, shop with all these beautiful chocolates. Or, I do trust myself and I can absolutely do that. Are you getting it? Okay, good. So then the third thing is, and this is the most important thing, is for you to really always come from that space of inner wisdom and truth for you. That's the most important thing. That's really the core of anything and everything that that I'm teaching my clients, my students out there in the world. You, as one of my audience members here, getting these Wake Up Call Wednesday newsletters, if you're on my email list, it's really about your inner wisdom, because you are the expert in your life. You're the only one living it, sweetheart. You're the only one living your life. There's no other version of you even that's having a more perfect experience. There's just you living your life. And so really claiming that expertise in your life. And yes, we have leaders and teachers and luminaries out there in the world that can inspire us and push us outside of our comfort zone. But ultimately, it's about checking in with your inner wisdom, and your inner wisdom is going to say, go for it, do it. Yes, let's lean more into abundance and more into trust and more into faith in our lives, but not from that spiritual bullying, that feeling of being intimidated into doing something that you and your inner wisdom are not ready for. So that is what today's topic is, spiritual bullying. I would absolutely love your response below, right below here. Let me know if there's a time in your life when you've ever felt spiritually bullied. I actually posted this question on my Facebook page, and I got incredible responses. Everything from ranging from, oh my gosh, I hate it when I do that to myself, to, yeah, I got sick and I felt a little spiritually bullied by my friend that if I was just more in alignment with goodness, I wouldn't have this cold. And it's like, that actually isn't what these spiritual concepts are about. It's really about feeling better and helping you tune in more to your inner wisdom, and maybe looking at if there was a higher purpose for being sick, if there was a higher purpose for having the cold or having the cancer. What would it be? What's the gift that it's bringing you right now? That is stepping into your spirituality. That is stepping into trust and faith and really into your higher self, versus bullying yourself into feeling bad. We've got to stop making ourselves feel bad, and we've got to stop and put up those boundaries when other people do it to us. So let me know below if you've ever experienced that spiritual bullying, either internally or externally, and if these steps have helped you. I am on a mission to wake you up to the sacred in your everyday life, and I hope I have done just that today. So it's Amy Ahlers, the Wake Up Call Coach, signing off, wishing you a blessed day full of abundance and full of trust, and not with any of that spiritual bullying going on. Okay, much love, my darling. Bye-bye.